Yeah, it's the Masheba Webb Show every Saturday, 2 p.m. Look for Masheba, Rob, Sharita, and Barb. Let's go, right here on Soul TV and Roku. The Masheba Webb Show.
And
We are not playing with this.
Listen, Craig, it has been amazing to have you come up in here. Is it any...
Just chill, tune in. It's the Masheba Webb Show. Masheba Webb Show. The Masheba.
My God, we're back, and it's another week, another day that the Lord has made. This is the Masheba Webb Show, and I am your hostess, Masheba Webb. And today, y'all see, it's just not me on the screen. I have 4 beautiful faces on the camera. And the first one I want to introduce to you, he called me. He said, TT, I got something I need. I need some exposure, and I want to come on your show. And I said, you come on in then. Come on in the room. The first guest is Mr. Aaron Lentes. How are you, sweetie pie?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes. What's going on with you?
Nothing too much, just working, building my career, doing everything I need to do to get to where I want to be.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to bring your friend in. Now, introduce your friend. Go ahead. It's your best friend.
So,
okay?
Sitting to my right, I have my best friend since, kindergarten.
Yeah. Wow.
Very, very good, smart man. I'm a college football player.
Yeah.
And attendee, Mr. Jalen Wilburn.
Yeah. Come on in the room, sweetie. How you doing?
I'm doing well today. How are you doing?
All right, good. So listen, I have something that I'm about to put on the screen, and we are going to talk about it. Definitely. So tell me what this is. The flyer, it says the football camp. Let's talk about it.
I'll let you do that.
So Keep Pushing Elite Camp is it's a nonprofit organization where we're going to be giving back to the students. We're bringing all the coaches to Detroit. Along with free haircuts.
Come on now.
$50 styles.
Come on now.
Student success talking.
Yes.
A guest speaker. We're going to have Alma College players, but the most important thing is they're all kids from the city of Detroit.
Yes.
All these students are student athletes that I've seen grow up and mature and try their best at every stage in their life. All these guys are stand-up guys who can be mentors to the students once they come to this event. Our event is more than just a event. It's simply us trying to get these kids here to build a brotherhood. We're going to try and build the community back up to what we want it to be. In my opinion, our community could be a lot stronger. And
come on now.
Especially through the city of Detroit. I've seen a lot of times where we could have stood up and we stood up the wrong way.
Oh, that's you done said a mouthful, okay? You over here preaching. You came for football and you over here preaching. Say that one more time.
I said we've been challenged to step up, but we stepped up the wrong way.
My God, I ain't heard it like that. Deep. Can't nobody put it no better than that, okay? We stepped up the wrong way. What do you think we need to do?
I think instead of empowering the students through music that doesn't really show them a good way, let's show them school. Let's show them their education. Let's show them a right way that they can go to a place where they can be safe, secure, become better student athletes, become better men, become better students, period, and all around better people for the community.
Absolutely.
Outreach these communities to where once they come back home, we have different people in different areas to call upon and to outreach to and to network with. Detroit used to be that city.
My God, today you said Martin Luther King Jr. up in here. I don't know what's going on today, but you up in here. You got a dream, and I want to hear all about it.
Ma'am.
My God, are you finished?
No,
with
ma'am.
Your opener? Come on in.
If you want me to talk about the dream,
I do. I want you to talk about the dream.
Our dream is to build a community center in Detroit where we can give these students free opportunities to become the better person they always wanted to be. Why not do that with students that have already went through the process, went through college, went to places where we never thought we would be, come back and give those students that aren't there yet an opportunity to be that people.
Come on, listen.
Why can't we be those people?
we can. That's what Obama's theme was when he entered the White House. We can. We can absolutely do this. Now, Mr. Lentes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your vision? What is your outlook on this program for the youth?
Well, you know, we had the same outlook going into it. My outlook comes more so from my business that I've been working on for the past 4 years. Coming into this program, the John Pritchard program, we in the workforce development program, we were built up to give back to our community,
absolutely,
to give back to our youth, to give back to the inner city kids that didn't have the opportunities that others would get, you know, in the suburbs.
Yeah,
you know what that
absolutely.
means. So
absolutely.
Going into it, I just want to help build our community. I've lived in this community my entire life. Wow. I've stayed in this community. I didn't go out to college. I didn't do these things. I stayed in the community because I knew that my talents would better fit there.
Absolutely.
And when Jalen came up to me with this opportunity, with this idea, I knew from the jump this is something I want to do. Like you said, building a community center, and that's the first thing that really caught my eye and my ear. Because I think having something along the lines of that would really give our youth the opportunity to, like he said, be in these positions that they didn't think they would be in.
Absolutely.
Before they came.
Absolutely.
And I know that's something that we'll have to do in the future. But for right now, we're doing these things like going to these camps, being on shows like this.
We're trusting the process.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're
Come on, you
got
better trust that process. God
we're
got
trusting
y'all.
the process. That's where we start at. So, and then we just progress from there. So.
Wow.
All right.
This is phenomenal. Now, as far as what you have going on now, what are you doing right now with the youth?
I'll let you start that off, Jay.
So as of right now, I'm working with the organization called Life Builders Detroit.
Okay.
Life Builders Detroit is based out of Regent Park, right on the east side of Detroit, where we are a Christian organization, and we hold a summer day camp right now where our whole dream is to pour back into the youth.
Come on now.
Give them opportunity to have that summer day camp or that day camp feeling where they can feel like they have a chance to go and be adventurous.
Absolutely.
Do things that they've never seen. A lot of our students don't even know that there's things like the Detroit River or like lakes right around us.
Wow.
And being able to give them those opportunities to adventure those places, talk about God in an open area where they probably have never been able to do that before. Purely giving back to these kids in ways that they truly have never seen. So we're really just trying to build a different area over in the Regent Park community, and we're trying to build that up by also doing things like rebuild houses, community gardens. We also do things such as community outreach with students and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things, but like you said earlier, I'm also holding a football camp this summer, July 20th, where we're doing all this stuff to show the students that, hey, we're starting right now.
Absolutely.
I might be in college and I don't have all the things in place, and I don't know all the answers, and there's going to be times where I'm going to be faced with problems where I might not know what to do. So
absolutely,
being able to start now and make mistakes young is my big thing. Like, absolutely. I really just want to try and get out there early.
Yes. Now, is there an age? Is there an age group?
Actually, the age group is just high school students. I encourage all 8th graders, though. If you want to be a part of this camp, I am not going to turn you away.
Come on now.
I want everyone to have this experience, to feel like if you want to compete, come and compete. I don't believe there's an age limit on competitiveness. If you want to compete with a senior when you're in 8th grade, be my guest.
Come on now, that's what you do. That's what you do. My God, this is phenomenal. Now, Mr. Aaron, what part do you play in all of this?
For me, we're partners in this, so we work hand in hand with each other.
Okay. Okay.
He's kind of like our spokesperson. I say his vision is very strong, and I give him that opportunity to really speak, because as you see, he's a very good speaker when it comes to all this.
Absolutely.
So I give him that opportunity to do those things, but we work hand in hand. His vision is my vision.
Right.
My main thing is making sure that we have the opportunities to show our vision.
Right.
I have a lot of connections when it comes to different media outlets due to the company that I work with, working with all these different media outlets and things. So I try to get us out there as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But from there, like I said, we work together. We work hand in hand. Whatever he does, I do. and it really goes from there. So
My
Can I just
God.
say he's being very modest. This guy, this guy is a lot more than what he is trying to say. This man has done
Wow.
so much
Talk
for
about
this
it.
organization.
Talk about it.
I was at a point in my life where it was hard, and he brought me back from that.
Come on now.
He literally grabbed me and said, "Man, like, let's go. Like, we know what we want to do. We know the vision." And ever since then, we sat down, we talked about it, we game planned. I said, "This is what I want to do." He said, "Give me a few weeks, give me a few months." This guy called me back each time with something different.
Something different.
First, I said, "Hey, man, I want a venue to do this camp." And what did you say?
I got you with it. I got you with it.
Wow.
Give me a couple days.
And it came in a couple of days. He said, "Hey, I have a meeting for you." And that meeting turned into me having the camp at Safe Play Center, which is a Matthew Stafford field, which is if anyone doesn't know the Matthew Stafford name, I'll be
absolutely.
I'll be kind of shocked. So, having a field donated from Matthew Stafford where we can host our first camp was a pretty big.
Come on, that is huge.
Yeah. And then this guy does all of our stuff with social media. So everything with, hey man, does this look good? Yeah, like switch the font this way, or change this picture here. The little things that I don't even realize this man has an eye for. So he might not want to say it, but he's more than just my partner. He's like my right hand man.
Come on now.
He does so much more than he wants to say.
Listen, if this is not beautiful, this is brotherly love. This is black men lifting each other up. Come on, it don't get no better than
I
that.
told him a few months back, I said, "Bro, when I get the chance to give you your flowers, I will." So
Ooh, that's what I'm
he
talking
deserves it.
about.
He deserves it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
He's been out
talking
here
about.
in the city,
My
stationed
God.
here doing God's work, not just his work. He's
Absolutely.
been doing God's work.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Bobby, do you have anything to add
Well, I
or
was
any
just
questions?
I was going to commend these young men. that,
Absolutely.
there's so many other things that you guys could be doing, but giving back to community, that's worth
Honorable.
its weight in gold. That's honorable because, these streets is the streets nowadays, to see a young black man doing something positive, we need more men like you. And,
Absolutely.
like the two of you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's where the change starts because, you're reaching out to the younger generation. There's generations that miss that opportunity, but you're reaching back to pull up the next generation.
Absolutely.
And you guys are young enough to where they'll listen to you. You know what I mean? That's good.
That's important.
Yeah, because, I'm
But
a little out of the TikTok range, but you guys are still there. You can reach out to these kids. So that's where it starts. You gotta go back to the roots, and
absolutely.
raise it up right.
Now, this is Mr. Bobby Whitaker talking, guys. But you said, like, I was snooping. Listen, y'all was loud when you came in. Okay, you said it's not always easy dealing with kids, is it?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
let's talk about that right there. How do you deal with all the different personalities in one room and them being so young? And they're at the part where they are being molded. They're moldable, but they've seen a lot, right? So how do you do that? How do you get past that?
I'll start with this one. So,
I'm you on the camera, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, so First off, I've been working in the school system, DPS, and other school systems for the past 4 years. I came out of high school and went directly into teaching. And the first thing I noticed was that kids want somebody that they can relate to, first and foremost. Me being 18 when I first started, these students, whether it was high school, whether it was middle school or elementary, they looked at me as more of a big brother than a administrator or an authoritative figure, right? So it might have been a little hard for me then, I admit, because they don't have the same respect that they would for an authoritative figure.
Boom.
But
you just got a bell on that one, okay?
Right.
What I realized, they listened to me more because it was a different level of respect. That's what I really realized. It wasn't that they didn't respect me. It was just a different form of it.
Different form. Absolutely.
They looked up to me more. So I had to lead by example and give them the tools to really go forward in day-to-day life.
That is dope.
And honestly speaking, just being able to understand them. I know I was a student myself at one point. I was a kid. I was a kid not that long ago. So just being able to understand them, understand their emotions, understand their feelings, maybe more than an adult. Not an adult. I'm obviously an adult, but an older generation would. It makes it easier for them to come to me and say, okay, this is what's going on. This is why I'm doing this. Being able to explain these things so that way we can work for and to bettering the entire environment around them and with them.
Wow.
And it can be hard. It can definitely be hard, obviously. Kids are going to be kids. We know that. But the more that you're able to understand them and allow them to understand you,
Absolutely.
it makes things a lot easier because then it becomes more of a working partnership
Yes.
more than just you telling them what to do.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
You actually get it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You actually get a clue and a vibe. Now, Mr. Wilburn,
Yes, ma'am.
how do you deal with the children?
So for me,
All the different personalities.
I have not worked with the youth, especially
Okay.
for that long.
All right.
I like to work more so with teenagers and college students. Aaron was the person who actually challenged me to work with the youth. Last summer, I watched him work with different organizations such as PAL and St. Play, and how he talked to the students and how
Wow.
when I watched these students, how their eyes lit up
Wow.
when he would speak. It motivated me. It told me, it showed me that I'm only limiting myself to a certain age group because of fear.
Ooh.
And so he showed me that I needed
Wow.
to step out of my comfort zone to really become the person that I needed to be.
My
So
God.
this year I'm working with Life Builders Detroit, which is a summer day camp, and I'm also working with Summer Youth Employment Group within that, which is around the 12 to I'll say 16-year-olds. And I'll say it's a little bit of a curving.
It's a little different,
little
huh?
bit of a
Swerve on it.
Yeah. It hasn't been the easiest. Being able to, I've been trying to learn how to be slow to anger.
Yeah.
I think that's my
Patience.
Yeah,
is number
listen,
one. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, listen, I'm going to go back and forth.
Okay.
Aaron, why children?
Why children? You know what? That's a good question.
I know
because,
it is.
You know, when I first came out of high school, when I was a senior in high school, the program that I now run, I came through myself. I had no desire to work with children. I'll admit it.
Wow.
And it wasn't. I was an athlete, okay? I was an athlete in high school. I was doing everything else, but I wasn't. The last thing I wanted to do was be a teacher.
Right.
But the moment that I was pushed into that realm and having to teach these summer programs as soon as I came out of high school, I developed a love for developing the youth.
Come on.
Seeing the kids that I started with when they were in 5th grade and then watching them graduate this year.
So rewarding.
Oh my God.
Just
it's
so
the most
rewarding.
rewarding thing.
Yes,
because
it
I
is.
watched these kids grow up
Yeah.
under me for the most part. I saw them every day, every week for the entirety of the school year, and I watched them develop with things that I implanted into their everyday life.
Yeah.
It's a very rewarding thing.
Yes.
Just helping build the youth in general. And I've always loved kids, but I just never wanted to be in that position where I had to be responsible and teach them.
Yeah.
But now it's a love that I've developed just because of the development that I've seen in them. So,
Wow. This is beautiful. So, Mr. Wilburn, I'm going to ask you the same question. Why children?
So I chose children because I actually currently work as a mentor at Elma College for the Diversity and Inclusion Office. And so within that title, I get to work with students that are coming into their freshman year,
Right.
and also through their sophomore year. And over the past few years, I was able to really get to understand where different people fully have problems at when they're coming to college with the different different places where they're coming from.
Yeah,
and-
nationalities,
yeah.
Language barrier,
Everything.
all of that. Right.
Learning
right,
all that
right.
was kind of it was hard for me. So I wanted to take it a step further and say, all right, let me try and reach some students before they get to college. These students, there's been a few students that have came to Alma, struggled because of different things with academics or just homesickness. So being able to reach the students beforehand was my thing. Like, hey, can we maybe try and get a student success group started before they get here, talk to them or whatever. And a lot of times it's just too late in the year to do that. So I said, all right, let me try and go home find an organization where I can work with kids in middle school and high school right now.
Okay.
And so with that, they kind of pulled me into the youth, like the young kids with the summer day camp. So it was pretty fun when I got the idea in my head of, oh, I get to work with them, I get to work with the youth, and I get to work with high schoolers.
Absolutely.
Man, that was so fun until I started doing it. It was like, oh, this is a lot more on my plate than I thought. So, but I honestly say it's a blessing. Watching the kids grow. Today I taught a chess class, and watching one of the students' eyes light up when I started talking about it and talking about the things that I've done with chess and how chess relates to me and where I've taken it with my life. Being able to watch that joy and that almost that pride that I used to have when I was young, when I was playing at tournaments and when I was playing at Cornerstone, just being able to truly give that back is my big thing.
Wow. Listen, that's beautiful. Now, how can, if a parent wants to get their child involved, how can they get involved?
So with the Keep Pushing Elite camps, you can actually contact me directly. On the flyer, there are 2 different forms of social media with a QR code on there.
Now, is this the black and white flyer that I have, or
Yes,
is this?
ma'am.
It's on the screen right now.
Yes, it
Go ahead
is.
and talk about it.
So also, I got to say shout out to Eddie, the person that's in that picture.
Shout out Eddie.
He is a stand-up guy from this area as well. That kid is up in Alma right now doing what he needs to do. He's the starting running back since his freshman year. Broke records his freshman year.
Eddie.
He's out there doing what he needs to do. He's trying to make it to the league, but he's also a God-fearing man. This kid is going to be one of the lead guys for this camp. He's going to be a part of the council. And he's definitely, I know he's going to mentor to these kids and pour back into them what they want and what they need.
Ooh, this
But
is dope.
Back to your question, that flyer, it says everything you need to know.
Let's talk about it.
First off, let's start with the free entry. I believe if you have a football camp, you should not be paying over $100, $200 just to have your kid maybe get a couple routes in.
Come on now.
And compete. That's not the Detroit way. So we're gonna make it free for the kids. Make it
Free?
Completely free.
Completely free.
All they have to do is come and sign up. Come sign up and compete.
Come on now.
I want the kids to get the best out of it and not be worried about, oh, I paid $100 and I did bad, man. What is it? What do I do?
Yeah.
I want them to come have fun and let loose.
Absolutely.
The next part of that is the admissions team is from Alma College and possibly another school is going to be here, and they're going to be communicating with the school, the kids, talking about how do they sign up for college, what's the proper ways of signing up for college, when is it too late to get into the FAFSA and all that stuff. Talking to parents as well about, especially the seniors. For this time right now, parents that are juniors going into their senior year, this is the biggest time for you guys recruitment-wise.
Come on now.
So I'm bringing these coaches right to your back door. Like, all I need you guys to do is show up with your students.
Wow.
This also gives me a chance to also bring certain people like our student athletes and give them a chance to talk to your student. You have 5 to 6 to 7 Division 3 to 2 athletes talking to your student, pouring into them how they got there, what did they do to succeed, what are different ways that they can be successful in college, how do they stay on top of the grades, how do they juggle studying while also playing sports, these different areas that people don't understand that you have to do to go into being a college athlete that aren't talked about. We're giving you an opportunity to truly learn and dive in with a pen and paper. We're not gatekeeping any of these things. This is completely free. All we want you guys to do is come and show up and be attentive. Try and gain knowledge.
And the date on this again is?
July 20th. That's in literally a month. So we want you guys to be able to come and try to be your best.
Come on. So ages are from 8th grade to 12th grade, and all they have to do is call.
All you have to do is text or DM KP Elite 313 or Wilburn _ Jalen, or you can scan that QR code that's on the bottom right hand side of that flyer those three ways of reaching me are great. You can also reach me on my personal Instagram at J_Wilburn84. Those different ways of just simply reaching me are great ways to sign up. Once you reach me, I ask that you have a parent sign up, so I know that you will be there and that I have someone of age to truly sign you up for this camp. But like I said, this camp is completely free. All I need you guys to do is just
phenomenal.
Just
come out. Yeah, just be there.
Phenomenal. Now listen, I have a question. I'm coming back. Right. Mr. Aaron.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your most memorable moment working with these children?
Most memorable moment.
Most memorable moment.
That's a very loaded question. You know that, right?
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to load them up.
Okay. I'm gonna go on a very positive and recent route.
Okay.
I had a student that I've been teaching for the past 3 years. Little preference: I teach a drone apprenticeship program class where we teach our kids 5th through 8th how to pilot drones for the sake of racing and also cinematography.
Okay.
That also includes our workforce development, which is 8th grade through until 24 years old.
Okay.
But we have a
back up. Cinematology.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
So is that movies?
Movies.
Making movies.
Making movies, making videos, so videography as well. The overall art of doing those different things. And that's just scratching the surface of everything we do, but that's not what we're talking about today.
Dude, we're going to have to have you back.
Absolutely.
You guys got to come back. You got to be reoccurring guests on the Masheba Webb Show. Okay.
But yeah, we have an annual racing league competition that we do with all of our schools from DPS and also our different organizations.
Y'all deep. Y'all 47 meters down.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we actually hosted at Say Detroit, which is where this football camp will also be at. But we had a student who he came in who I've been training him for the past 3 years. He came in and won 5 out of the 6 competitions that we did in first place.
What?
So he won over $3,000 worth of of prizes, which was money and drones, along with different medals and also trophies. Which he brought a trophy. He won a trophy with his brothers who came in at the very last minute. He was the only one from that particular organization that had been in our class the entire year. His brothers were in our class the year prior, but hadn't did it this year. They came in, we convinced them to compete, and they came in, got first place, and brought a trophy to Say Detroit, which it will now be sitting in their lobby for the entirety of the year. He made me proud, man, because he's a very good kid. Gerard White, to be exact. He's a very good kid. He's always in class. He's always working, and he takes it very seriously.
Wow.
So to have him succeed at that level, and to kind of just go through the entire competition and with ease and win to that extent.
And win. Okay.
It was amazing. I was so proud of him. I was so proud.
That is phenomenal. That's a phenomenal story. Now, Mr. Wilburn.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your most memorable moment with the children?
So for me, like I said earlier, this is my first year really working with the youth. So I'm gonna take it a different route with how I worked with my mentors at Alma. My sophomore year, I worked with 3 young men, who just blew expectations out of the water.
Really?
Like I said earlier, the first name is Eddie Williams, freshman running back who broke records. The next guy is Jamarte Hogan. This kid, this man, he's a barber, smart student. I can't stress that enough.
Wow.
Stand-up guy. Man, it's just he's so quiet, but when you need something from him, when you need somebody to talk to, he's there. And he's a dog on the field, one of the best safeties I've seen. So I'll definitely say that those guys, the way that they moved around campus, showed themselves to be friendly, to be a different version of the stereotype. Nothing that people could say to them could hold weight or hold damage to them, because once you said that and put their name in the same category with anything that's relatively close to negative, people look at you like, are you serious?
Right.
And the last guy I would like to say is, man, his name is, we call him Moody.
And Moody.
We say that because it's not because he's ever in a moody person. Moody has the same mood, in my opinion. He is a pre-med student. I'm pretty sure pre-nursing. I'm pretty sure. This kid, he came in and he just started mentoring right off the back as a freshman.
Wow.
Probably a 3.7 GPA.
Wow.
Student who never stops studying, never stops working, never stops grinding. I watched them come in, these goofy, silly kids who weren't really ready, in my opinion,
for anything.
The professional business side. And they just, I'll say in 3 months, they took everybody by surprise. I mean, these guys could sit down, in my opinion, with anyone. I didn't tell them that yet, but I was pushing them as much as I could. These kids, they were traveling as freshmen to different games, different cities, and this is something that they've never really seen at the college level, and stand on top of their grades and doing everything that they need to do. I don't know. It was different for me because I never really mentored anyone, so I felt like I was doing a lot of things wrong. So when I got to sit them down from time to time, talk about what they're going on with their day-to-day life, breakups, hard times, family problems, it was just amazing to be able to see how they changed and how they grew over time. And I can't say enough how motivational they are to me, especially because they really do try their best in all ways. All of them, I'll say, probably have over a at least 3.3 GPA. Having a 3.3 GPA as a college athlete, especially going into your junior year, is not the easiest. I don't know a lot of people that can hold a 3.0 GPA without playing sports.
Absolutely.
Having those students do that, play sports, and do everything else on top of that, man, I have to give their kudos and give them flowers for that.
Phenomenal. So listen, we're getting ready to take a real quick commercial break. We got to pay a quick bill real quick. We'll be right back in 2 and 2 right here on the
Crime scenes and forensics, guns and money, police chases, sex, lies, and videotapes, murder and mayhem. You never know what to expect. Real people, real events. You can find it all here on Unreal Crime Stories with Masheba Webb.
Okay, we are back at the Masheba Webb Show. Listen, we got a lot going on in here. We busy and we wheeling and dealing. Okay, me and my friend Aaron, we sharing a camera right now. Tell them, how can they, I'm going to ask you something, but I want you to tell them how, because he said it first. You know all the information, right?
No.
Okay, well, come on. Tell them what is going on and how they can join. And yeah, come on up to the mic, baby.
All right. Everybody can hear me? Good. Okay. So, first off, I want to say thank you for having us on here.
So much. We appreciate you.
First you can do, the flyer that was on the screen, you want to put it back? Yes, all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, the flyer that's on the screen, there's a QR code that'll be there. You can scan that. There are also 2 different social media accounts that are on there. The Keep Pushing account, and also Jalen's business account, and also
my private account is not on there.
Private account is on there, but the public account is.
Yes.
So if you look on that flyer, you'll be able to go on there, and like he said before, just make sure that you have a parent sign up for you, and make sure that you come to compete. We want to see everybody there to actually work.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of people there that's going to have eyes on you. You never know who's going to be watching.
Yes.
Okay. So just make sure you're there to compete and to work to the best of your ability. And we pray that we see you there.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Well, listen, it's been a phenomenal show. I'm going to grab somebody's mic. It's been a phenomenal show. I am Masheba Webb. This is Aaron Lentez and Jalen Wilburn and Bobby Whitaker signing off for the last of the Masheba Webb Show. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, it's the Masheba Webb Show every Saturday, 2 p.m. Look for Masheba, Rob, Sharita, and Bar. Texas.
To the money, not from it.
Do you like fakes because
it's just I'm your host, Anthony B. Williams.
For being Duncan and the way you
Beans to you being here.
What's about the upcoming season of Power? Sometimes you watch a show and people
I used to black fried cornbread.
Hello, 30 years old.
Join us right here on Soul TV.
Same with you too. You.
Watching the Power Hour. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones.